Hello everyone, I welcome you all for this basic fire safety training. Myself is Manoj Shakespeare Felix and I am with Salama Fire Safety Training. Today we will learn about the fundamentals of fire, the common causes for fire, the types of fire extinguishers, fire prevention, the practical way of using a fire extinguisher, the practical way of using a fire blanket, the common do's and don'ts, and also finally the communication with civil defense. Point number 1, the fundamentals of fire. Fire is a common hazard in the workplace and in our day-to-day activity. To start a fire, we need three important elements. The first one is heat, the second is oxygen, and the third one is fuel. This is what we say a fire triangle. Heat is a form of energy that is required to start a fire. Fuel is a material that burns, and oxygen is a gas that supports fire. The fuel could be a solid or a liquid or a gas. In case of solid fuels, we have wood and paper. In case of liquid fuels, we have petrol and diesel. In case of a gas fuel, we have LPG and acetylene. Basically, to extinguish a fire, you have to control any one of this basic element. If you are going to control heat and reduce the temperature and extinguish a fire, that process is called cooling. In case if you are able to control oxygen and extinguish a fire, that process is called smothering. If you are going to control fuel and extinguish fire, that process is called starvation. As a trained firefighter, you should know which technique is safe on what type of fire. For example, in case of wood or paper fire, you can use water over there to extinguish it. But the same water cannot be used on an electrical fire or a cooking oil fire. This is why a fire safety training is very important. Point number 2, the common causes for fire. As we know, fire is a common hazard in the workplace and also in our day-to-day life. There are several factors that could lead to a fire. For example, faulty electrical equipment, overloading an electrical circuit, unattended cooking, gas leakage, improper storage of chemicals, improper handling of chemicals, improper maintenance, smoking in no smoking area, arson fire, and natural causes, which includes lightning strike, intense sunlight, and volcanic eruption. Point number 3, the types of fire. Fires are classified based on the fuel that burns. As per NFPA standards, we have 5 classes of fire. Class A includes ordinary combustibles, for example, wood, paper. Class B includes flammable liquids and gases, for example, petrol, diesel, and LPG. Class C includes live electrical fires, which includes extension cords. Class D denotes combustible materials, for example, potassium and magnesium. And Class K fire includes cooking oil and animal fats that is used in commercial kitchens. Point number 4, the types of fire extinguisher. We have 5 types of fire extinguisher: water, foam, carbon dioxide, powder, and wet chemical. Water fire extinguisher. It's a red cylinder and it can be used only on a Class A fire. But remember, we should not use water fire extinguisher on a live electrical fire, cooking oil fires, or any Class B fire that includes petrol or diesel. The second extinguisher is called a foam fire extinguisher. It's a red cylinder with a cream identification or fully in cream color. It can be used only on Class A and Class B fire. But remember, you should never use a foam extinguisher on a live electrical fire. The third extinguisher is a carbon dioxide fire extinguisher. It's a red cylinder with a black indication or fully black in color. This is the only extinguisher that has a discharge horn. You can use this extinguisher on a Class B fire and also on Class C fire. But remember, CO2 is extremely cold. So when you are using it, you should be handling it safely, or else you might receive frostbite over there. It is also one of the common extinguisher that is available around us. The fourth extinguisher is called powder extinguisher. It's a red cylinder with blue indication or fully blue in color. You can use this extinguisher on Class A, Class B, and Class C fire. There is a special powder which can be used on Class D fire. It is also one of the common extinguisher. Powder is also one of the safest extinguisher, but remember, if you use a powder on an electronic equipment, it could damage the equipment. The fifth extinguisher is called wet chemical. The color code red cylinder with golden yellow marking. You can use this on class A and class K fire. But remember, you should not use a wet chemical extinguisher on a live electrical fire. Apart from fire extinguishers, we also have fire blanket. A fire blanket is usually present in kitchen area. A fire blanket is made up of fire retardant material. But remember, once you have used a fire blanket, it has to be replaced by a new one. All fire extinguishers and fire blanket have to be checked by the third party. Point number 5. Prevention of fire. Prevention is always better than cure. One of the best way to prevent a fire is to create awareness among individuals. Fire is essential in our day-to-day basis. For example, like cooking, which makes fire a hazard. It has a potential to create a danger. But if you could create an awareness among individuals through a proper training, it would let them to handle a fire in a safe way and to prevent an incident from happening. Maintenance and inspection is one of the common way to prevent a fire. Routine use of equipments could result in wear and tear, and for a safe use of machines, lubrication is very essential. So by carrying out a proper maintenance and inspection, we could prevent a fire that is related with short circuit or overloading, and also we can prevent overheating of machineries. One of the best way of preventing a fire is by using good quality equipment. A good quality equipment will comply with safety standards, which would reduce the risk of fire. And finally, following a SOP would also prevent a fire. An SOP stands for Standard Operating Procedure. A standard operating procedure will help an individual to carry out a work in a safe way. By following an SOP, we could reduce the risk of fire. Apart from that, we also have MSDS, which stands for Material Safety Data Sheet, and MSRA, which stands for Method Statement and Risk Assessment. This will help each and every individual to know about the risk of fire and how to have a proper control measures.
Fire can spread in seconds. Fire safety training is very important for the whole family because a fire can happen everywhere and every time. This means it should be a training for all people, starting already with childs in the school to show them what to do in case of a fire. Fire safety, and here really I talk about fire safety, not only firefighting, first for fire prevention, that it will not happen that there's a fire, and in case of fire that they know what to do. This will save a lot of life. In case of a fire, the first important is inform other people. This is the first important point. Second point, check what has happened. Maybe you can fight on the fire, yeah?
Before you start extinguishing the fire outside of the building, you need to know first where is the wind direction. Okay, if the wind direction is on the right side, you must be on the windward side. Okay, so if it's in going there, your position should be on this side, in the windward side. Are we clear?
Yeah.
Okay. Before you start using fire extinguishers, you need to know first, or you need to hold the neck of the fire extinguisher first. Okay, to make it stable, and then just follow the procedure: pull, aim, squeeze, and sweep. So the neck, pull the pin, aim the hose or the nozzle. Fire. Very good. Open or pull the pin, okay? Aim the hose or the nozzle, okay? And then drag it. And then press it. Then walk back, drag it again. If the fire extinguishers is going to empty, that's the time that you will use the fight and flight approach. That's the time that you will go on flight, meaning you need to go to the assembly point.
It's always good that we know how to use the fire extinguishers, the different types of fire extinguishers. And not only that, in using the fire extinguishers, you need also to know the safe distance, because there are dangers or hazards, especially the wind direction. We cannot determine the characteristics of wind. If suddenly the wind changes or the direction changes, it can harm us, like we can lead to burns. Now, if we have one choice, we prefer that you use or buy a powder fire extinguisher because it is a multi-purpose and you can use in any type of fire, like Class A fire, Class B fire, Class C fire.
If you can't fight on the fire, the most important point, evacuate yourself and help other people to evacuate your villa, your apartment or your office.
Go out of the building and go to the assembly point. Is anybody still there in the office? I think it's smiling.
Which office?
It was 0.05.
How many people are in the office?
It was 4.
4. Okay. All people left the building?
Yeah.
In case of fire in your work area or in your home, generally smoke is one among the byproduct that is produced due to fire. This smoke rises up and it occupies the top layer. It will be occupying the top layer. The bottom layer from 1 to 3 feet is where you can get fresh air, which means oxygen. Oxygen is really important for survival. So during case of fire, if there is too much of smoke covering your area, how you need to evacuate this building? I am going to demonstrate it now. If you are able to find a handkerchief, take a handkerchief, dip it in water and cover your nostrils. That is the first thing. If you are not able to find a handkerchief, next thing is that take your t-shirt, cover your face totally. And after that, you need to lie down and put hold. Now, when Fernando is on fire, so what he will do? First he will stop. Next he need to drop. Cover your face and roll to and fro. Mostly, please. You need to cover to and fro so that your total body is touching the ground and the total fire is getting extinguished.
In each case of fire, there's always a point of carelessness involved. So I give you an example. We talk about kitchen fires. So if you not attend on the cooking all the time, the chance is very high that you have a kitchen fire.
When we are using this kind of aluminium, which is not allowed, accidentally by mistakenly when we place inside and we heat something, it goes and we heat something, it catches fire. Don't get panic. Immediately switch it off the main and leave it for 15 minutes. Do not try to open or pour water. Otherwise what happens when you open the door, the oxygen enters inside. So the fire will be more, and the fire, it can cause more fire.
Point number 8, the common do's and don'ts. In case of fire, it is very important to know what and all things you can do and what and all things you cannot do in case of fire. Point number 1, always use the evacuation staircase in case of fire. Raise the alarm in case if you have seen a fire. Know your emergency number. Know your emergency exit. Know your assembly point. More than do, it is very important to know the don'ts in fire. Do not use lift. Do not run. Do not spend time to collect your belongings. Do not block your emergency exit. Remember, your life is more important than any other thing. Finally, point 9 is about reporting to civil defense. In case of fire, it is very important to report to civil defense. So you should know the number for civil defense. The number for civil defense is 997. When you call this number, there are few things they would be asking you. The first thing, they will ask your name. The second is about your location. For your location, you can always say them your Makani number. Each and every building in Dubai have their own Makani number. Say them the number, they know where are you located. And then you need to inform them about the current situation. You also need to inform them about the hazardous material that you are storing in your workplace. In case if someone has not evacuated the building, it is very important to inform the civil defense regarding the person and where they are last found. It would help them to save their life. Thank you for watching this video. I hope this video is useful. For more information, please do visit our website www.alsalama.ae. For more information, please do contact us in this number.